I've been really on my own when I think about it. Yeah, my house is not a home when I think about it. I've been feeling so alone when I think about it. Yeah, nobody really got me when I think about it. I'm really on my own when I think about it.
It's me, SimbaTv. Bang! What is good, YouTube fam? It's your boy Simba coming back here again with another reaction video for you guys. Today, for today's reaction video, we got Twisted Minds. She cooked her boyfriend after murdering him. Woo! Let's jump up in it.
To anyone watching, have you ever wondered what human skin tastes like?
Nah.
Well, you can ask Catherine Knight, aka the first Australian woman to be given a life sentence without parole. Catherine did not only kill her lover, she took things several steps further by cooking parts of his body, intending to feed them to his own children. Welcome.
Bro. Feed them to the children? What the kids do? Come on, bro. Wow.
Or welcome back to Twisted Minds. My name is James, and today we will be looking at the case of Catherine Knight.
She tried to feed... I can't get over that.
Catherine was born on October 24th, 1955 in Tenterfield, New South Wales, Australia. And her family background was said to have been unconventional and a dysfunctional one. Before she was born, Catherine's mother, Barbara Thorley, had been the wife of Jack Rawrsimbaa. The couple lived together in Aberdeen, New South Wales, Hunter Valley. Together they had 4 sons. For several years, the family of 6 lived together until Jack discovered that Barbara was having an affair with his friend and co-worker Ken Knight. As a result of the local backlash that followed the adulterous pair, Barbara and Ken decided to leave Aberdeen for Moree. After the decision was made, Barbara's 2 eldest sons stayed with their father, while the 2 younger were sent to their aunt in Sydney. Later on, Barbara had 4 more children with Ken. 2 of the 4 girls were twin girls, born in Tenterfield in 1955, and Catherine happened to be one of the pair. 4 years later, Jack Rawrsimbaa died. So his 2 eldest sons, who stayed back with him, had no choice but to move in with their mother Barbara. Continuing their life with Ken Knight proved to be a nightmare for Barbara and her children because Ken was an alcoholic and he was often abusive and violent. He repeatedly took sexual advantage of his wife Barbara as many as 10 times a day. In turn, Barbara would recount the details of her sex life to her children and would often say that she hated men and sex. One time, Catherine reported to her that someone wanted to get sexual with her, and Barbara's response was that she put up with it and stopped complaining. In later interviews, Catherine claimed that male family members, apart from her dad, often assaulted her. According to her, the sexual crimes continued until she turned 11. Arguably...
Oh, hell no. Look here, man. I get it. I get it. I get it. I understand it. You feel me? I understand it. You getting abused like that, bro? You getting assaulted like that? You go out, you look, man. There's no right and wrong here. There's no right and wrong. It's a gray area. You feel me? Because in the law's eyes, this shit will be wrong. But in my eyes, fuck 'em. You feel me? Like, if you being abused and you go out and you kill your abuser, fuck them. They deserve that. They shouldn't be raping and doing all this crazy stuff. They deserve that, man. Stop it.
This may have been the reason Catherine didn't have close relationships with members of her family. Aside from her twin, the only person she was close to was her uncle Oscar Knight. Oscar was a champion horseman who didn't stick around for long because he committed suicide in 1969, leaving Catherine devastated. In the same year, Catherine and her family moved back to Aberdeen. When Catherine started high school, she began to keep to herself. Even worse, her classmates remembered her as a bully. Once, it was said that she injured a boy at school with a knife during lunch break. On another occasion, she was injured by a teacher who claimed to have been acting in self-defense. However, this was only one side of Catherine. When Catherine wasn't angry, she was reportedly described as a model student who often got rewarded for her appropriate behavior. Catherine left school at the age of 15 and got a job as a cutter in a cloth factory. At this time, she still didn't know how to read or write properly. She worked in the cloth factory for about a year before she left to get started on what she called her dream job. Catherine's dream job turned out to be tearing up offal at the Aberdeen abattoir. While she worked there, she eventually got promoted to boning, which earned her a set of professional butcher knives. Back at home, she hung these knives over her bed and said the reason was so that they would always be handy if she needed them.
All right.
Catherine met her first husband, David Stanford Kellett, in 1973 in the local abattoir where she worked. The two were co-workers. David was a heavy drinker, a habit which was said to have stemmed from having witnessed his best friend die in a rail yard and later an accident involving a train and a school bus that claimed the life of 6 children. When David joined the Aberdeen abattoir, he became friends with Catherine's brother and eventually Catherine. She would often intervene and back him up in his fights. At the time, it was no news in Aberdeen that Catherine physically threatened anyone who made her upset. Catherine and David got married in 1974, reportedly per Catherine's request. On the day they were supposed to get married, David said that Catherine's mother, Barbara, who had walked up to him and told him, "You better watch this one or she'll kill you. Stir her up the wrong way or do the wrong thing and you're don't ever."
You know what, man? You know what? If my wife's mother told me something like that, or even brother, dad, like cousin, anybody that is close to her, that knows her, that grew up with her and raised her and all that other stuff, man, I'm out. You feel me? I'm running away, bro. I'm gone. I ain't gone. Like, I would have been like, why you didn't tell me this beforehand? Before we got all serious and now we in love. Why you didn't tell me that 2 weeks ago? You feel me? Well, like, why you didn't tell me when we first started, when you first met me? I'm out, bro. I'm out. Peace. You can keep the crazy girl. I don't want her.
Ever think of playing up on her, she'll kill you. She's got a screw loose somewhere. David may not have taken that piece of advice seriously because he followed through with his marriage to Catherine. On their wedding night, David woke up to Catherine trying to strangle him. Catherine's reason was that he shouldn't have fallen asleep after only 3 rounds of sex. On another occasion, David woke up to Catherine's knees on his chest with the butcher knife pressed to his neck, asking him if he—
Hell no, bro. First of all, after we just got married. We just got married. Hold on, like, we just got married. It's the day of marriage. We just got married. You already trying to kill me? What? You try to strangle me? Nah, bro, hell no. We gonna be boxing up in here, bro. If I woke up with hands on my... We boxing, bro. We are boxing, like, I'm tossing... Bro, what?
he had other women on the side. In this situation, Catherine only let David go because he said he wasn't cheating. The marriage between the two continually proved to be increasingly violent. One evening in 1976, David was out at a darts tournament with his friends and got home late as a result. When he returned home, he saw that Catherine, heavily pregnant at the time, had burnt all of his clothes and shoes. She then took a frying pan and hit him on the back of his head. Scared for his life, David ran out of the apartment and into the home of a neighbor who called 911 after he collapsed. The test results showed that David had suffered a fractured skull and needed treatment. The police wanted to press charges, but Catherine talked David into dropping them. In 1976, their first child, Melissa Ann,
back!
Shortly after that, David fled to Queensland with another woman after deciding that he couldn't take any more of Catherine's abuse. David didn't leave an address, so Catherine didn't have many options when it came to searching for him. The day after David ran away, Catherine was seen walking down the main street, pushing her baby in a stroller. Due to how violently she pushed the stroller, she was reported and admitted to St. Elmo's Hospital in Tamworth. Her diagnosis reports came back that she was suffering from postpartum depression. It took Catherine a couple of weeks to recover, and when she did, she went back to home with her child. Again, she put Melissa in a stroller and this time left her on a railway line. She then stole an axe and went about threatening people that she would kill them. Luckily, a forager known as Old Ted found Melissa and saved her just minutes before a train passed. This led to Catherine's arrest and a second hospitalization at St. Elmo's Hospital. While it seemed like Catherine was finally finally getting the help many would agree she needed, that wasn't the case because the next day...
Help! She need to be in prison. How is she not in prison, bro? She didn't crack skulls, put a baby on a railroad, like, bro, what? She threatening people with a hatchet? Like, she should be in jail, bro. She should have been in jail. Help. Help. Jail, that's what she need. Locked up. Like, what?
Day, Catherine was allowed to sign herself out after an oddly quick recovery. Choosing to process the pain of David leaving her in a slightly different manner, Catherine made up her mind to go look for him. A few days after leaving the hospital, Catherine slashed the face of a co-worker in the Aberdeen abattoir. She threatened the woman to drive her to Queensland so she could find David. How she eventually found out about David's whereabouts, no one could say for certain. By the time they stopped at a service station, the woman had fled, and a few minutes later, the police showed up. When the police arrived, they saw that Catherine had already taken someone else hostage, a mechanic this time, and appeared to be threatening him with the same knife. The police were able to disarm her after attacking her with brooms. Following this incident, Catherine was admitted to the Morissette Psychiatric Hospital. At the hospital, she told the nurse that she had planned to kill the mechanic because he was responsible for repairing the car which David left him. She said that after she killed him, she would then kill David and his mother in Queensland. The police...
Bro, how was this woman not in jail? That's what she's literally bro, what? She's literally telling you like, yo, I literally plan to kill everybody, bro. Like, she holding up hostages and threatening people with knives and hatchets and almost killed her baby. Like, she should be locked up. Like, I can't explain this. That is crazy. She is getting away with everything.
Police informed David of the incident, and ridden with guilt, he left his girlfriend and moved to Aberdeen with his mother to help Catherine. Catherine was released on August 9th, 1976, and along with David and her mother-in-law, the trio moved to Lisbwich. There, she started working at the Dinmore Meat Works. David stayed with Catherine, showing support and encouragement, and on March 6th, 1983, Catherine gave birth to their second daughter, Natasha Mayer. Clearly, things weren't as bad as they once were. Although David tried to help as much as he could, Catherine probably felt he wasn't doing enough because the following year, she moved back to Aberdeen with their daughters and later to a rented house in Muswell Brook. She went back to working at the Aberdeen abattoir before she suffered a back injury in 1985 and went on a disability pension. The government also gave her a housing commission residence in Aberdeen because she didn't need to rent an apartment close to the abattoir anymore. Amongst the things Catherine used in decorating her new residence were animal skins, skulls, machetes, rusted animal traps, horns, etc. It was said that she put these things up in every corner of her house. There was also a classic arrangement of placing her butcher knives over her bed. A year passed and Catherine met another man who later became her lover, a 38-year-old David Saunders. A few months after they met, Saunders moved in with Catherine and her daughters. Although they lived like a family, he still kept his former apartment. Catherine threw Saunders out on several occasions because she thought that if he wanted them to be a family, he wouldn't keep his old apartment. She thought that he was cheating, but she would oftentimes beg him to return. In May 1987, she slit the throat of his 8-month-old puppy right before him.
What the dog do, bro? How? Bro, that hurts my soul. What the dog do? What did the puppy do? In front of... Bro, imagine someone taking your pet and slicing its throat in front of you, bro. In front of you. No, you have to go. You have to go. Like, I'm spazzing. I'm spazzing, bro. You have to go.
Saying that was a sample of what she would do if he ever cheated on her. Although depressing, the two stayed together for a couple more years. By June 1988, Catherine had a third daughter, Sarah. The last straw for Saunders was when Catherine hit him in the face with an iron and stabbed him in the abdomen with a pair of scissors. They had been having an argument before this. Fearing for his life, Saunders moved back to his old apartment, and when he came back, he saw that Catherine had destroyed his clothes. He took an extended leave from work and immediately went into hiding. Catherine tried looking for him, but no one admitted they knew where he was. Saunders returned months later to see his daughter, but found out that Catherine made the police issue an apprehended violence order against him. Not much was heard.
Bro, no one is calling the police. She stabbed you. She hit you in the head with a freaking... Bro, you're telling me no one was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna go call the police. What did you tell the people when you went to the hospital? I know you had to get stitches and stuff. What did you tell your friends, your partners? Like, bro, what is happening? And then she went and got a order against you? Oh, yeah, nah. Nah, fam.
Heard from Saunders after that incident, but soon after, Catherine found another lover, John Chillingworth. Although there's no precise date as to when they met, Catherine became pregnant by Chillingworth in 1997. John was 43 years old and used to work at the Aberdeen abattoir with Catherine. The following year, she gave birth to a boy, Eric. However, Chillingworth soon broke up with Catherine
babies
after he found out that she was having an affair with another man, John Price.
Yo, this lady is crazy.
Catherine decided to move in with Price after Chillingworth broke up with her. He used to work in the local mines and had 2 children from his first marriage. Initially, his children liked Catherine, but things began to take a different turn shortly afterward. In 1998, Catherine had an argument with Price because he refused to marry her. To make him pay, she sent a video of items he reportedly stole from work to Price's boss. Price tried explaining to his boss that the items were out of date and that he didn't steal them but picked them out of the company dumpster. He was fired from his job regardless. Reports claimed that he had been working there for 17 years prior to the incident. In anger, Price kicked Catherine out of his house that same day. However, some months later, they restarted their relationship, with Catherine staying at her place this time. Price's friends were so livid about this, so most of them stopped associating with him. As the relationship progressed, fights between Catherine and Price became more frequent. So much so that Price would often show up at work with cuts and bruises. Eventually, Catherine found her way back to his house, and they lived together for a while. In February 2000, Price kicked Catherine out again after she stabbed him in the chest. Later that month, Price stopped at the Scone Magistrates Court to take out a restraining order against Catherine. Later in the day, he told his friends at work that if he didn't show up the following day, it would be because Catherine had killed him. His friends pleaded with him to not return home, but he refused, saying she could kill his children if he didn't. When Price got home, he learned that Catherine had sent the children to a friend's house for a sleepover. He stayed with his neighbor for a while before going to sleep at 11 p.m. Later on, Catherine came into the house, watched some television for some minutes, took a shower, and went to see Price, wearing a new black lingerie that she had bought. The two had sex, and Price fell asleep. A successful night? The next morning at 6 a.m., Price's neighbor became worried, seeing that his car was still in the driveway. His employer also sent a worker to find out if something was wrong. The two tried knocking on Price's bedroom window but got no response, so they decided to try the front door. There, they found blood and decided to call the police. The police arrived at 8 a.m. and also tried the back door. They found Price's body hanging in the hallway with his skin stripped off and blood dripping. They also found Catherine in a coma from an overdose. According to the blood evidence, it was said that when Catherine attacked Price, he woke up and tried turning on the light in a bid to escape, with Catherine hot on his trail. He opened the front door, but he didn't make it out and was dragged back into the hallway. There, he died after having lost too much blood. Autopsy results revealed that Price had been stabbed at least 37 times, both in front and behind, with most of the knife wounds hitting vital organs. After Catherine killed Price, she decapitated and cooked parts of his body in a baked potato, pumpkin, beetroot, etc., intending to serve them to his children. Price's head was found inside a pot of vegetables. Catherine also draped Price's left arm over an empty bottle of soft drinks, with his legs crossed in a posture that resembled one of his photos. Beside his flesh was a handwritten note which read, "Time got you back, Jonathan, for raping my daughter. You, to Beck, Price's daughter, for Ross, for little John, his son. Now play with the little John's dick, John Price." Catherine's trial was scheduled to be held on July 23, 2001, but was later adjourned to October 15, 2001 because her counsel was ill. Initially, Catherine refused to plead guilty, claiming that she didn't remember what happened after she had sex with Price that night. But she soon realized that the authorities had substantial evidence, and the court wasn't buying her claim of amnesia and disassociation. On November 8, 2001, Catherine was sentenced to life imprisonment with no chance of parole, as her papers were marked never to be released. Catherine appealed the life sentence in June 2006, but her appeal was dismissed on the grounds that she committed a very atrocious crime. Catherine is presently incarcerated at Clarence Correctional Center. Thanks for tuning in to Twisted Minds.
Bruh, that was so wild, man. Sheesh. If you guys like this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button for me. Thank you guys for commenting, sharing, and subscribing. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.